Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Bring the noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season finale of season 2 of Wildcard Cinema. I'm your producer, JJAlexander. Joining me are my illustrious co-hosts, Mark and Greg. Gentlemen, how are you doing on this evening?
Fantastic.
Hanging in there.
Sorry about the delay this week. Some stuff happened, but you know, we get here. We get our shit done. I think Monday would have sucked for me anyway because I was still recovering from heat exhaustion. So, yeah.
Oh, what happened?
I had to be outside all day at the Rockwell Park Summer Festival because I had no relief.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they changed the way everyone was set up this year. So the sun was beaming on you all day, no matter what, even under a canopy.
Nice.
Because they had to hide the fact that they had nowhere near as many vendors this year as they did last year.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Because last year they said they had 180 vendors. This year they claimed to have 185 vendors. I can tell you if they had 100, they were lucky. Because no, I can count.
Wow.
Hopefully you had some sunscreen.
Oh, I had sunscreen. That wasn't the problem. It was just the absolute heat and the absolute assholes that I was near. Because you see, the mayor is the guy who oversees the West End Association, who are the overseers of the festival and who place all the places where they get placed. And we got post smack dab in between a pro-life clinic and the evangelical church in town that no one likes, and everyone starts fights with everyone.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Quite a fun day.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. But anyways.
Feels like there should be an episode of Catharsis about that.
Eventually. I've got one other in the pipeline first.
Okay.
But yeah. I mean, we're getting closer to election season, so I'm sure I'll be running an election special.
Awesome.
But anyways. For those of you who are new, what are you doing starting at the end of the season? I hate to see what you binge watch. For those of you who have been with us the whole time, you know the drill. We here at Wildcard Cinema are a blind draw movie podcast. We do things a little differently here. And we do what we do. We're just three angry Gen Xers who, you know, see things sometimes on the same page, sometimes not so much. But you know how it is. But yeah, so let me just do the usual foray and go over the rules of Wildcard Cinema for those of you who are new to the game, or just for those who need a refresher. So, this season and next season of Wildcard Cinema, as far as we know, have 11 episodes in total. Prior to the beginning of the season, we have made 10 movie selections that we have written on slips and put into a receptacle. At the end of each episode, we each blind draw a movie out of said receptacle, and those are the 3 movies that we will review on the following episode. The episodes we're reviewing tonight were picked at the end of episode 10. When we go to discuss the movie, the person who pulled it has the dealer's choice of letting the other 2 co-hosts know either before or after they give their thoughts why they chose the movie. It could be for a plethora of reasons, and we don't just go over movies that we like. In addition to the 10 regulars that we wrote, all of us had 1 wild card pull in for the season and it follows into next season. What that is kind of like a sideboard if you're a tabletop gamer, or the river if you play Texas Hold'em. It's an extra card that goes into your hand. Probably just something that we weren't able to write down at the time that we might have thought of later on. Other reasons, that's what the wild card is for. And the overlying rule of Wildcard Cinema is that all movies we review must be available on some sort of form online, whether it be on a free streaming service, a paid streaming service, or as video on demand. And for those of you, just know from here on out, spoilers ahead. All right. And one last thing before we begin.
Sponsor?
So we pay the bills right up front, just to let you know that, no, wrong thing. You are the media asset. Yes. This episode of Wildcard Cinema is brought to you our good friends at Tubi, Energy and Hydration. Tonight I'm partaking in the Pine Berry Splash just because it's 9 o'clock and we're recording this and I don't need to be up until 5 a.m. So I don't need the energy tonight. So all of their stuff is no artificial dyes or colors. As you can see, this shit is clear. I mean, it's a green cup, but it's clear. No sugar, no maltodextrin. The energy is done with coffee fruit extract. Everything else is done with B vitamins, E vitamins, and all that. And you can go to that handy dandy QR code in the top right-hand corner. Look at that technology. Or use the link below. Or just go to dubby.gg and use the code Full Circle Radio at the checkout for 10% off your order. And that's every order, not just your first. They have monthly tubs. They also have sample packs. They have some bridal range of shakers. And they also have some gear and stickers and merch and all that kind of stuff for anything you want. So don't be a dummy. Go get yourself a tubby, a dubby. Dubby, be better. And away the QR code goes. All right. So it's the season finale.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled the last wild card of the season. And it just so happened to be for the season finale. So I'm choosing to go last today.
Okay.
So, who's going first?
Up to you, Mark.
Greg. Okay, I'm gonna let Greg go first.
All right.
Shambo. Okay. All right, Greg, what was the selection you chose for this evening?
I selected what I don't remember the year now. 2012, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
2012.
2012's The Battery.
And away we go.
They can take our bones and bury them deep under the river, but we'll still be together and we cannot be defeated. They can take our trombones and pack them down there with us, but no matter how long it takes us, we will not be defeated. When we dance together under the moon and under the weather, we will lock our eyes forever and a night.
I want to sleep in a house, in a bed, like a real human.
You need to wake up and realize this is how it is out here now. Nobody's gonna flip the switch back on. Get off!
Okay, so released in 2012, The Battery was written and directed by Jeremy Gardner, starring Jeremy Gardner and Adam Cronheim. It was made on a budget of $6,000, and after 2 festival appearances, was dropped onto video on demand services in 2013 with a physical media release in 2014. The synopsis is the personalities of 2 former baseball players clash as they traverse the rural back roads of a post-plague New England teeming with the undead. Dealer's choice, Greg?
Gonna go after.
You go, Mark.
Okay. That was a dramatic popcorn-fueled pause. Okay.
I think we know what that means.
So I had never seen this before. I never even heard of it. And you know, this is a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed watching from start to finish. I thought it was really good. I thought it was, I mean, the trailer, it's marketed as a horror movie, but this is not a horror movie at all. This is like a character piece. This is like a drama almost about friendship, and the circumstances surrounding this friendship are almost, I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been any kind of crisis. The zombie, I mean, zombies are like way overused. I think they're too easy of a plot device. It's just like a low budget monster. You could just slap some white paint on somebody's face and there's your monster. That's your whole budget. It's kind of a cheat, like a cop out almost nowadays. But I was like, when I learned that this was about zombie, like a zombie apocalypse scenario, I kind of like rolled my eyes at first. I'll admit, I was like, oh God, here we go. But I really liked this. It was well made. I mean, the budget was $6,000. It was shot here in Connecticut for like half a month. They spent shooting
15 days. Yep.
And I was super impressed with what they came up with. I really liked this a lot.
That it?
That is it.
That is it. Okay, cool. So yeah, me and Mark couldn't be further apart on this.
Oh God, really? All right, do tell.
I love me a good zombie movie. I love me a bad zombie movie. What I cannot stand is a boring zombie movie, and that's exactly what this was.
You found it boring,
I was bored to fucking tears. It was padded with so much shit that could easily be yanked out. This movie could have been 12 minutes long, and they could have accomplished the same damn thing. Too much shit had been pulled from so many other places. Like, so many, and just, I had so many issues with So number one, the whole walkie-talkie thing, that was done in the Walking Dead comics years ago.
I've never read that.
And it was done in the series
watched
too.
The show. I've never seen the show, not even a frame. Well, I watched the first episode like 20 years ago, whatever the hell it was.
Right. So, well, I'm just saying it was a concept that was in the comics years before they actually did it in the TV show. In case anyone wants to come at me for this movie came out before those episodes of the TV show. Yeah, but it was based on the source material, where one of the characters builds a fucking makeshift radio and he contacts a woman who's in another gated fucking place, fucking miles and miles away. And when they end up meeting, basically like his whole fucking group gets fucking captured, and it's not what it seems. And I'm like, it's the capital. Like,
so you're saying it's pretty derivative of other things.
Yes.
Okay.
And just like right from the beginning, like I understand, like you got a low budget, you want to do and so you do this thing, but it's just number one, don't build up and say, oh, we were hidden in this house for 3 months, and then you go out searching for stuff, and every car you find is pristine, and all the roads are clean, and like, dude, I know it's a zombie movie, but you have to have some suspension of disbelief. Like every road you're on is just immaculate. And the fucking, what do you call it? You know, every car, like every car they come across is just, it's beautiful. Like, and I'm like, you were in that house for 3 months, but this dude burns through fucking batteries in this fucking Discman like there's no tomorrow. Were you behind the Duracell plant? I mean, I know you were in Connecticut, but that's the only fucking way I can think that like there's any fucking way you had enough batteries to have shit that still fucking works. And then like,
that's a good point, because even when COVID hit, batteries were nowhere to be found.
Like the only 2 times I was actually kind of smiled at this movie was when I was like, oh, they're in New Milford. And the other thing was when I saw there was like, they got a nice shot of like some wild cardoons blooming in the field. And I'm like, oh, cardoons. Like, besides that, I can give a fuck about this movie. When the flowers are what's fucking making me happy. Like, dude, the scene, the scene that I literally, my note. I didn't write many notes for this, but there's a couple of them. And one note was, all I wrote was, on the list of unneeded scenes in movies, ... I don't need to see the jacking off scene. That was terrible.
I just want to say that I predicted 2 of them happening in movies we watched, and finally one did.
Boy. I also said, what was that? I said whoever's doing this god awful cover of Johnny Cash or in the opening credits needs to be bludgeoned with that bat. Because God, literally, I said roadways are far too clean for a zombie apocalypse. And my next note was, this movie better start having a point pretty damn quick, Greg. And then and I said, they reused. Okay, so I found out later on that apparently at one point the car that they bought, the Volvo they used, they bought off Craigslist for $600. And apparently a few days before the thing ended, the shoot ended, the car died. The engine just died. So that's why there's so many scenes in that fucking field, even though you're supposed to believe it's a different field every time with the car. Like when they first find the car in that field, there's several other scenes where they're standing outside the car. They're back in that field. I was like, didn't you guys drive like 400 miles? Why are you back in that field?
Oh.
And it's like continuity shit like that. It's like, oh, no one's going to notice. Guess what? This guy noticed. And and we're back to the same lake. And then I said, and where the hell is he getting all these fucking cigarettes from?
Yeah. They smoke like crazy.
Right? And it's like, it's not like he's rolling his own. He's just got packs of Marb 100s he's just going through. Yeah. Like, bro, like, even if you, like, because it's like the part where he's scratching off the scratch-off tickets, it's like, dude, every convenience store would have been rated of everything, and cigarettes would have been the first fucking thing that fucking went.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just, like, it was filled too much. Like, it was filled, like the whole scene where the dude's fucking drunk and dancing around to the fucking song that he's dancing to in the cabin because they're staying overnight and shit. I'm like, they're just padding runtime. And then like, okay, so we get to the part where he runs into Annie and it's like, oh, are we finally going to get a plot? Nope. It's just boom. Don't follow me. Boom. There go your keys. And I'm like, so they're dead. Okay. Can we end the movie now? No, the movie keeps going. I'm like, dude, like it's like, and I'm sorry, but if you got shot in your femoral artery, you'd be dead. Like,
that was the one nitpick I had, that he got shot with there's no medical help anywhere. And he's just like, damn it, I got shot. All right, let's get in the back of this car. And just doesn't bleed to death for an inordinate amount of time. Like,
right.
That was the one thing I was like, eh. But then you got to understand though, this was a low budget film. The focus wasn't on realism or not reusing locations or whatever. It was more like a character study, and I really was interested in these
I
two
had no
characters.
and I couldn't care about either of these fucking characters.
Oh, okay. See,
There
that's
was
where we
nothing.
differ then.
I could give a fuck less. You don't even find out until like a half hour in they were baseball players. That's why they keep playing catch. Like, then that's the only detail you know about them. All you know about before that is it's these two guys. That's all you fucking know. You know nothing about either of them.
Yeah, but that's the fun of watching a slow burn movie, is to get a piecemeal, bit by bit.
Yeah, but there's a difference. With a slow burn movie, you eventually get something. This was nothing. This was just boredom. This was zero. This was two guys walking around with no resolution when it comes down to it. None. The dude finds the chick that he's been horny over. She shoots his friend, and then they both die.
Well, what did you want him to do? Save the world? Like, it's two fucking guys.
Let them find the orchard and get killed there. Fucking something. It was just, it was pointless and boring and dragged.
You didn't think the leads had chemistry? Like there was something worth watching?
Not at all. Nope.
Okay.
Also, if you are stuck in a hot car and you're trying to conserve water, one, you're not going to get drunk. Two, you cannot save the brine out of canned vegetables and canned tuna. Why? Because it's brine. It is salt.
It's just salt water. They were trying. Like, all right, I can see that, but I think it was still an enjoyable story. It was like these two guys, like you're trying to figure out like where they came from, who they were, and for a $6,000 movie, I thought it was good. Greg, you got to chime in now because we're at loggerheads right now.
All right, so I'll tell you why I picked it. I have a friend. Well, no. Well, no. Little more specific. I have a friend, Suppy, who I've mentioned on the show before. College friend of mine who's really into movies like me. Partly why we, bonded so quickly in college. His actual name's Mike, but like most Mikes in high school or college, you just call them by their last name.
Yeah.
So he texted me one night and he was like, "Hey, Shannon," that's his wife, current then girlfriend. He said, "Shannon's friend Jeremy made this really good movie you should watch." And I said, "Oh, okay." And he said, "It's called The Battery." And I said, "Well, it doesn't look like I can get it anywhere. I have to rent it on iTunes." So I did. And I was more in the park of Mark. I thought it was really good, especially for somebody's friend of mine that just decides to make a movie in Connecticut.
Yeah, right.
And I thought it was he told me this was the peak of like Walking Dead. He's like, it'll probably like ruin Walking Dead for you going forward because it just shows that like zombie apocalypses would be a lot more boring than like Walking Dead makes it out to be. And yeah, like to Joe's point, it's like you drive to the woods with zombies outbreak, and yeah, it's probably gonna be a lot of sitting around and talking.
Especially when they're slow moving zombies. These aren't the running.
Yep.
These are super slow, like original, even slower than the original Night of the Living Dead zombies.
It has nothing to do with the element of with the zombies and how
they even get into a car.
Whatever. It's just the fact that fucking like it was a whole bunch of nothing happening. Like you could have a movie about two people trying to traverse with an apocalypse of anything where it's just like, where is everyone else? And you could at least have something more merit. There's just nothing going on.
So one of the things I did write down is that, like, we've seen a lot of zombie movies. I don't think we've seen many that strip things down to the basics so much to where you're just watching people scavenge and brushing teeth. But that would be the reality, really. I mean,
Yeah, that toothbrushing scene goes on very long, and it makes you sit with it. Like, this is a luxury right now. We are out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Was him
just
sniffing
found
the
some-
girl's dead panties a fucking luxury, dude?
That was his girlfriend, by the way.
I know, but still.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't make it much better, but no, like you see him, they're just like going from house to house. He finds some toothpaste and has a jug of water, and he doesn't even have to say anything to him. He's just like hands him a toothbrush, and they're both like, "Oh fuck yeah," for like 2 solid minutes. And I felt that was really effective, especially with a low budget. I really did.
So I've talked a few times on this podcast about how you can watch a talented filmmaker's eye even in a really low budget film, and I see the same thing here from Jeremy. He's directed another movie, co-directed, which I haven't seen. It's called After Midnight, and I'd be interested in seeing if it's an advancement of his skill or his style. Because
I would watch anything this dude made, knowing this was like his first low budget film. He's got promise for sure.
Yeah, and like I'm a big person who's into like usage of music in movies, and Johnny Cash cover aside, from the quality of it, from quality aside, he has no budget to get real music. Like, what if he had a budget to have an actual soundtrack? Like, and he's already making these sequences of film with that are pretty awesome with music. I just the first time I saw it, I thought immediately like, wow, like if this guy had a budget for music, what could he possibly make? So whatever licensing they had out of the $6,000, we already know 600 went to a car, so it's already 10%.
Right?
He got the budget. He got the budget by asking 10 friends to borrow $600 from each friend.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's really smart.
One friend paid for a car, and that was 10% of the budget. So he probably got other friends to give him music or record him music.
And all the canned goods were bought at the Dollar Tree.
Oh, good idea. But like I said, I just think it's shot really well, especially for the budget. It looks really good for the budget. I mean, I would imagine at that price they had to shoot it on digital video.
Yeah, it was shot with a HD Nikon.
Luckily, it was 2012, not like 2001. So it'll preserve pretty good going forward.
It won't look like 28 Days Later.
Yeah. But or intentionally shot films. I mean, there's I have a movie I might pick at some point. I don't want to bring it out, but they intentionally shoot it in low res cameras on purpose. Like 28 Days Later. But yeah, like I said, I just think it's a promising, a very promising effort from a first time filmmaker. And I wish, it's been, being the fact that it's been 13 years and he's only co-directed in one other movie, the prospects of him probably having like a burgeoning film career is probably not on the table, I would imagine. I mean, I looked at his credits, he still does act in a lot of stuff, a good amount of stuff. But yeah, no, I'd love to see. I don't know why I haven't watched his other movie. I should have. That's on me already, because been 4-5 years since it came out. I should have already seen it. But yeah, no.
The next season, we'll watch it next season.
I like it. Again, I don't think it's I don't think it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of debut films or anything. But I like it. I like it.
No. But
I've seen it. I think this is the third time I've seen it now, and I still enjoy it. Slow burn and all. I do have one question, Joe. You might know because you get around Connecticut even more than I do.
Uh-huh.
Do you know where that Loop Rock is located? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's near New Milford.
Okay.
Everything they filmed was around New Milford and Kent.
That makes sense because my friend is from Milford. I know New Milford is a little bit different.
New Milford's closer to Torrington.
I grew up in New Milford. I grew up in New Milford. And I didn't recognize a single thing.
The fucking motel is in New Milford, dude. It's still there.
I didn't. And maybe I wasn't looking out for New Milford landmarks. I was just kind of engrossed in the film. Maybe I'll watch it again and see if I can spot. But
I recognize shit from flyering out that way.
Gotcha.
Like I couldn't tell you where the field was that the car got stuck in, but I could tell you where the other shit was.
I will say when I picked this, I thought to myself, hey, if these guys don't like this movie, I don't know what the fuck is going to, but I understand. But I do know Joe's sensibility a little bit more now with like, things not happening, kind of just simmering, sitting there. So I get it.
I like a good character study. I just thought that I didn't see it here.
I will say, when Mark touched on the chemistry between the two actors, the first time I saw this movie, I thought the second lead was really shaky to bad. I thought the first time I watched it, and this time I was like, why did I ever think that? I didn't think that at all this time. I thought they were both pretty good.
Are you talking about the guy with the beard or the guy that looks like Ike Barinholtz?
The guy was like Ike Barinholtz. So Jeremy is the guy with the beard, the guy that directed the movie.
Oh, that was the director?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
okay.
Adam
I
Cronheim
knew
was
one
the
of
other
them
guy.
was. I just didn't.
Yeah. So that's the guy with the beard is the director. The other guy is the guy that I didn't think was great the first time I saw it. This time I was like, I don't know why I ever thought that. He's pretty good. You guys watch? You guys familiar with baseball?
No.
Yeah, enough.
You know why? Did you know why the movie is called The Battery?
That's a baseball term. I had to tell that to the wife.
It's a baseball term. So the catcher and the pitcher are referred to as the battery of a baseball team. So that's why they're.
Yeah.
I thought that was just the name they called themselves. Like it was like the other group of people was the Orchard, and they're like, "Oh, we're a couple of guys." We're
No,
the
it's
Battery.
the actual baseball.
It's the baseball term, but it's funny because you mentioned how he goes through a ton of batteries, so it's almost a double meaning. After I reference that, after you reference that, I kind of see that. But yeah, so yeah, I like it. It's such a movie. Neither of you have seen it before, right? So
nope.
Right.
I
Yeah, so
heard of it, but I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, it's so little scene. I figured bring it to the forefront. Maybe somebody will take a look. So
well,
I
enjoyed it. So
yeah.
Y'all have fun with that. If you are interested in seeing The Battery, it is currently available on Tubi, Pluto TV, for free on Fandango at home, Amazon Prime, Sling TV, and there is a version on YouTube, but it has hard-coded foreign subtitles at the bottom, but it's there.
That's the most passive-aggressive recommendation I've ever. You can watch it on Tubi,
where it fucking belongs. Listen, the most passive-aggressive it can be to just go to the next fucking movie without fucking bringing that shit up.
I bought the Blu-ray, Jeremy.
Jeremy, shout out to Jeremy, man. I dug it.
$3 more towards retirement.
Hey, he's got that's 3 more than me,
Anyways. All right. So that means
let's keep the horror train going.
And Mark, what was your selection this week?
My selection was Slither from 2006.
When you marry someone, you promise to love them forever.
Baby.
No matter how much they might change.
Brian? Baby, what happened to your face?
It's just a bee sting.
From Universal Pictures
Trina is sick or something?
comes a film so shocking.
We got a real problem here.
So disgusting.
Don't let him in your mouth!
It will change the face of horror.
Marriage is a sacred bond, for better or worse.
Much worse. Chick is hardcore.
Something's wrong with me.
Slither.
Okay. Slither was released in 2007. It was written and directed by James Gunn, starring Elizabeth Banks, Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion. On a budget of $15 million, its box office worldwide was $12.9 million. The synopsis is a small town is taken over by an alien plague, turning residents into zombies and all forms of mutant monsters. Dealer's choice, Mark.
I'm going to tell y'all up front.
Okay.
So I have not seen a heck of a lot of James Gunn films. This one, what do you call it? What was his like first big movie? I've seen
this was
okay. I've seen Superman for better or worse. I felt this was a real like the sweet spot of James Gunn for me as far as comedy, horror, storytelling, filmmaking, special effects. I feel like this is really where I like James Gunn. I think Superman's way too jokey.
I haven't watched it yet, so watch it.
Okay.
I mean, watch what you're saying.
No spoilers for Superman. Utilizing really good character actors. I feel like this is like the sweet spot. It's like it starts out, it feels to me like a send up, not a send up, but like maybe an homage to like those old 1980s Don Dohler alien slasher movies like Night Beast and stuff, where there's like an evil alien that crashes to Earth and in some rural town, and you get lots of townsfolk and local police trying to kill the creature, but then he mixes it with like the twisted body horror of John Carpenter's The Thing and throws in like some Night of the Creeps stuff, which maybe he like overdid, but I think it gels really well. And I think it is my favorite James Gunn movie. And that's why I recommend it. I think it's really fun. It's really fucking disgustingly gross. And it hits notes like it manages like within all this grotesque, off-putting body horror stuff. There's notes of like romance that I think he pulls off super well. And you just don't see that a lot. It just really, it was playing to the best of his sensibilities as a storyteller and in the horror genre. I just think it's such a fun movie. If you can stomach some of this stuff, there's some pretty gross ass stuff in this. But I love this movie, and I just think it should be seen a little bit more, especially now that James Gunn is like the head of the DC cinematic universe. It's like, yeah, this is why, because he can make super weird shit like this and pull it off. He's a very talented guy, and that's it.
Mind if I take the lead, Greg?
Sure thing, because you can't go first the next time, I don't think. So
well, yeah, that's true. Okay, so I've seen this movie many times.
Really?
Oh yeah. Okay. I've seen it. It's you may not know this, Mark, but this is a cult classic, especially in the horror world. Like this gets a lot more recognition than I think you know.
Okay.
Is this
fair? Yeah.
Mark,
maybe.
Is this Mark's first time or no?
Watching this? No,
yeah.
I watched this the minute it came out in DVD. That was
Same here.
Time I watched it.
All right.
And I actually own a copy. Like I really
so do
I really like this.
Yeah, I own a copy. Saw it when it came out on DVD because it had a short run in the theater.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's my favorite James Gunn movie. I still think Super is my favorite James Gunn
Super's
movie.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like I said, I've watched it numerous times, and I still enjoy it. Let me completely preface this by saying I still enjoy the movie.
Okay.
But I have issues going back and watching it again.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that will make me never watch it again, because I'll still watch it. I still enjoy it. But there's just certain things that like made me want to punch things.
Like what?
Okay. number one, like, I'm glad that he got to do a practical effects splatter movie with some CGI thrown in. He's he got his start at Trauma, so it's great that he was able to, work on that. Give Lloyd Kaufman a cameo in it, all that shit. Like, that's all great. And in that case, like, like when you see like, the chicks watching Toxic Avenger on the TV, it's like, oh, that's a nice little nod. That's a nice little Easter egg. The problem is, the more you watch this movie, the more you realize that it is a basket of Easter eggs being wrapped together with 35 millimeter film.
Really?
It's because I watch channels like New Rock Stars and Heavy Spoilers and, Screen Crush and all them, where like they talk about like, these are the things you missed in the movie.
Okay.
The problem is with Slither, almost every scene, there's something like, we get it. Like as my notes went on, I went, we get it. You like movies. Like, it reminded me, and like I said, I still like this movie, but it reminded me of that fucking cutaway scene in Family Guy that one time where all of a sudden it was when they were like, Stewie was jumping in between fucking things and they ended up in the robot chicken world, and Chris is they're all claymation, and like the fucking Chris goes, Optimus Prime and G.I. Joe and Star Wars, these things existed. That's all this fucking reminded me of this time around.
Really?
Bro, I have a list. So I can go through the list another, but it's because it literally starts right from the fucking get-go of the movie. Like, that's my other problem. Like, it doesn't slow down with it. The first thing is just like, boom, meteor shit. Then the next thing you see, boom, R.J. McCready, boom, Frank Henenlotter, boom, this, boom, that, boom, this. I'm like, dude, slow down. Let the movie happen. Like, I get it. You may say
subtle enough to where it didn't distract, though.
Bullshit was no, dude. It stopped being subtle about 5 minutes in. And I feel like it was just James Gunn going, I may never get another chance to do another fucking movie, so I'm going to throw every fucking reference possible into this. And like I said, I still like the movie, but just, God, it got tiring. It got tiring. I still like the movie, but it got tiring. I can go back to more details after, but I'm not going to horn in. I'll let Greg give his bits.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to keep going.
I can go back to the references and shit afterwards. Like, otherwise, I'm gonna be here for a bit.
Oh, he's gonna. Trust me.
Okay. So this is actually my first time seeing it.
Oh.
It completes my Gunnography. I've seen all his other films.
Oh, okay.
I remember when this came out in like 2006, and I lived in my apartment in New Britain, and I saw the like commercial on TV. I'm like, this looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But I do agree, like, I didn't know the name James Gunn back then at all. I'm aware of what, I know Trauma, but I wasn't, definitely wasn't into it around when the Gunn was working in it or whatever. So
I was.
Never saw like Romeo and Juliet or anything. So,
Poultry guys, baby.
But, while I don't think it's like James Gunn's best film, I mean, for me, it's hard to top Guardians of the Galaxy just because of what he pulled off with characters that no one knew or cared about. And especially the leap from Super to Guardians is pretty drastic.
Yeah.
I do love Super also. I think that movie's great. It's funny, like, he's so specific of a voice, but you see why the three Guardians movies work so well. You see what worked. Mark didn't think worked so well, but you see what works well in Superman. You see, even like he made it a vastly superior Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, yeah.
Suicide Squad movie.
Oh, yeah.
To what was complete dog shit to actually something pretty good.
Yep.
and it's because he can blend all these like genres and find like a perfect way through them all, and like the horror into this, like as I watch this and like you see the cosmic stuff at the beginning, you're like, oh, no wonder why he was like so good at Guardians and Superman, because he knows like cosmic, even though it's it's not a superhero film. But then he does Super, and it's this weird superhero, just this normal guy who's kind of a douche for the most part, and he brings the heart out of even that guy, and then like that movie is wildly violent too, and like you really feel like, holy shit, like this guy can just get his head blown off at any time.
That's what sidekicks
Batman.
are for.
Yeah, Batman is kind of a myth. Like, he'd probably get his head blown off within like the first week. So I just think he is such a great specific voice. I mean, I don't even love that he's locked into like running the DC universe now, just because when's he ever going to make something wholly original without IP at this point?
He's not, but he's making something that's not a DC IP in the next 3 years.
What's that?
What?
He's doing a remake of Bride of Frankenstein.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Well, I guess he can still.
He's waiting for it to go into public domain.
Well,
I guess he can still do. They're actually Maggie Gyllenhaal has a remake of that coming out this year. So
there's Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and then there's Maggie Gyllenhaal's Frankenstein.
Yeah, no, he's doing Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal is doing Bride. The Bride.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just called The Bride. Yeah, The Bride.
Yeah.
So like, well, that's cool. Whatever. I mean, I guess I didn't think that he could still do like other movies. He can, obviously, but listen, when you're running a studio, though, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I'm directing something that's outside of the studio. It's like it's gonna be very difficult. But anyways, let me just get down to
Warner Brothers is doing it with him. That's why they're waiting for Universal to not have the rights to it anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, but first and foremost, let me get one thing out of the way that I've complained about here numerous times, and I'll complain about it again. Not that I'd want to watch this on Peacock, because they changed the way they disperse their ads, and watching a movie on there is torture now. But this is a Universal picture. Why the fuck is it not on Peacock? It says Universal splattered everywhere. What the fuck already, man? I don't get it. Like,
why do you think I had to put it on the Internet Archive?
That's
do not understand it.
That's why I own this baby.
Don't understand it.
Streaming's
well, listen, I champion physical media, but I can't own every movie, and I don't want to own every movie. So I try to keep it like my record collection, like a little bit lean and mean, so I don't have like overflowing, I'm transporting truckloads of things. It just, but I understand.
I don't have your restraint. I buy anything I even remotely like, and that's why I've got like 3,000 DVDs.
I gotcha. But yeah, like this movie wastes really no time turning the man into the monster, which I like a lot. And I didn't think it was like The Thing. I thought it was more like The Fly. In that the man transfers, and then obviously it goes like Mark said, it goes right into Night of the Creeps on roids. So
there was an issue when this was first getting released. Like they thought that they were gonna have to do a cease and desist because of it being so close to Night of the Creeps.
It's pretty damn close. I've
always been the kind of guy who's like, listen, don't remake movies, just make the same similar thematic different. Like, that's why I thought I think I've said this in the podcast before, that's why I thought the Child's Play remake with Aubrey Plaza was so terrible, but then something like Megan was so successful, because you made Child's Play, you just didn't call it Child's Play. Like, you could easily be like, we're suing the people that made Megan, it's just Child's Play. But like, you at some point, like, I think someone has said there's only 4 stories that exist, and every movie is one of 4 stories.
Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind.
It's like, so
I think it's closer to 7. Maybe
Alice in Wonderland, and
maybe that's the 7 stories that you can tell. Maybe the movie is different number.
Yeah,
because like, and I see what Joe said. Like, it's a lot of scene after scene of like we're just doing something that's been done before, which I don't mind. I don't mind a movie full of homages. That's fine. Like even the bathtub scene invokes Nightmare on Elm Street, so it's like
that was by that point in the movie I was like, okay, enough.
Yeah. So I mean, but listen,
I've never seen a scene like the romance, like the ending scene with Grant and what's her name? Oh, damn it. His wife. I forget the actress' name all of a sudden.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks, who I think is so fucking great in this. She's so lovely. She's like such a nice character, and she just loves her husband.
So I take it you've never seen From Beyond?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
But like,
I haven't either.
I've never seen a scene where all like the scene with Grant's like flaying girl, where she's like huge and gigantic. She takes up an entire room, and all you see is her giant fat body and a face sticking out of it. And she's going, "I'm so hungry." Like that's fucked up. And like when
but even that he took from The Brood.
I never seen it. Never seen it. So like when the things crawl out of her and she's like, these things are tearing me apart, and they just fucking explode. I've never seen anything like that. Maybe I'm remiss in my duties as a
Yeah, you haven't watched enough horror cult classics apparently.
I guess not. I thought I was on the ball, but
no, bro.
I got a challenge. I got a challenge for you, Mark. I did what's called Hooptober last year, and you watched 31 horror movies over 45 days, and they give you criteria to check off each one. And I had to watch. I watched The Brood. I watched The Brood last year just because of that. So
Cronenberg.
But I will say, tremendous practical effects, which I always love.
Right. Yeah.
The mayor character, so good. He's just like the Jaws mayor. He's just like the Jaws mayor, only dumber, and he loves to call people cocksuckers. So I love that.
The only like notable role I remember him in besides Payback.
Okay.
He was Val Resnick in Payback. Yeah.
Viva.
And then I wrote like,
by the way,
I wrote what parents tells their kids that you've had enough reading.
Yeah.
And finally, something. This is weird because The Outlier is what is ingrained into my brain, so I don't know why it trips me up every time. But anytime I see Michael Rooker and he's jacked or ripped, it still blows me away because my like lasting impression and introduction to him was, even though I've seen him in movies before that, I really thought I saw him for the first time in Mallrats. So,
Look at that. So
every time I see him like thin and like ripped and stuff, and I'm like, what? But he always is. He was just, for some reason fat and Mallrats. I don't know if that was a character choice or Kevin Smith's choice, or he was just going through something at the time. But yeah, like
he was just in between character roles. He hadn't done anything like since like that was a span where he really wasn't doing anything. That's why he came in cheap for that.
Yeah, because
Michael Rooker is so good in this.
Well, and that's why you say like he's got James Gunn has a stable of character actors, like Rooker's almost in all of them, and in Nathan Fillion and
Yep.
So yeah, so I liked it a lot. Would I choose to watch it over like Night of the Creeps or all these other films that I'm comparing that are it's like homaging? No, probably not. I mean, and in fact, I'd rather go back and watch Super if I had to rewatch one of his movies. But yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, I don't think James Gunn has a bad movie in his filmography. And if you think about it, or know about it, he only has 7 movies, and 5 of them are superhero films. So, or actually, if you count Super, 6 of them are. But
he also wrote the remake of Dawn of the Dead. So,
oh yeah.
Yes, I did know that. And he wrote He wrote the 2 Scooby-Doo movies, and he wrote a couple other things too. But yeah, he wrote the Coyote versus Acme that's coming out.
Oh, that's right.
He wrote that.
Yeah, I think he co-wrote it, or he wrote the story and the screenplays by somebody else, I think. But yeah, he essentially wrote it. Yeah. So
now I'm even more excited.
Which was also wild. Like the studio won't release it, but the guy runs part of your studio. Like if I were him, I would say release the fucking movie, or I'm not taking the job. Like I don't.
Corporate greed, my friend. Tax
well,
at
At least we get it next year anyway, so
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Sold it to catch up. We'll get it. That's all that matters.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah. So I might as well boom through this list here. because Meteor shit. And then RJ McCready. And then Henenlotter Saddle Lodge was Frank Henenlotter. Yeah. Earl Bassett Community School was a reference to Tremors. I said God I Miss Tab. Oh, this was my God I Miss segment. I was giving quick thoughts as I'm watching it. It was God I Miss Tab. God I hate country line dancing. God I fucking hate Nathan Fillion.
I hate Nathan Fillion, sir.
I have always fucking hated Nathan Fillion, and that's a testament to saying that I enjoy this movie, considering he's the fucking lead. He's a spectacular fuckwit of an actor.
I hate country.
Time I ever saw him. Oh, go ahead, Greg. Sorry.
Sorry. I hate country line dancing, but I don't share the same Fillion distaste.
The first time I saw Nathan Fillion was when he was the big bad in the final season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I went, "Who is this jackwagon on my fucking screen?" And then the next thing I saw him in was probably the one thing that I don't understand why people watch it, because it's fucking terrible. I don't get it, but people fucking clamor that it's the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread, and I cannot stand it, and that is fucking Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. I fucking cannot stand that shit.
I'm with you.
Okay, good. And just everything that Nathan Fillion's been in. Like, I can't. He's a terrible fucking actor. I'm sorry. He's fucking awful. Wow, I'm like, what demon cock is he sucking to still get roles? Because he's terrible.
We're going to have a follow-up conversation because
Okay.
Hash this out another time.
So, all right. Yeah. Okay. And this is where I lost it and said, okay, we get it. You love horror movies. The Castavets, Rosemary's Baby. And then I said, oh, look, Chekhov's grenade. Ghostbusters reference. We fucking get it. Which I doubt even you saw when they see fucking Grant in the field and the mayor's lighting a cigarette and all of a sudden he's just standing there looking and the fucking Marlboro's hanging from his fucking lip like fucking Bill Murray when he first sees Slimer. I'm like, we get it.
Dan Aykroyd, but yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, though. I wouldn't have made that connection.
Then Nightmare on Elm Street, and then her fucking banging through the fucking door with the horse. The Shining, we get it. And then then I said, "Damn, you're just a receptionist and everything, aren't you, Pam?"
Ooh.
You know that they were married at the time, so
yes, they were. Yeah, she only took that role because the dude who was supposed to do it dropped out the week of, and so he just rewrote it for a woman and stuck her in there. Which is why when the movie came out in theaters, they sent her on The Tonight Show because The Office had just gotten super popular. So they were like, here, even though she's in the movie for a minute.
Yeah, she's an attractive woman, but she doesn't look good in this movie.
Yeah. And then what do you call it? And then when they get to the house and freaking, and they're like, oh, entering through the end, that was a ripoff of Society. And then you come in and you see him, and that's a ripoff of From Beyond. And the way he's talking to her and fucking trying to fucking mate with her, that's from Beyond. And I'm just like, okay, we get it. We get it, James Gunn. You like horror movies. We get it. Stop it. And then, of course, we get the stinger at the end credits of a sequel that we'll never see.
At least it's not Skeletor saying "I'll be back."
I take that over the stupid, and so yeah. So this movie is very derivative, and by derivative, I'm being nice.
Okay, honestly, though, I will give you credit for your criticism because I didn't realize how derivative it was, and like shame on me. I thought I knew my shit, but
this movie is the same plot as Night of the Creeps, Shivers, Phantoms, Brain Damage, and The Deadly Swan.
Well, Joe, so you do like the movie though?
Yes.
Okay, but do you like Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Okay, because in the same way that this movie,
I also haven't watched the last 2 seasons of Stranger Things.
No, that's fine that's fine because after the first 2 seasons, they sort of veer off of just homaging everything.
I know,
but they do that in the first 2 seasons at least. So,
right. And plus the thing, but also you need to look at Stranger Things came out years after this would, where Stranger Things started to come out in the member berries era. This was before the member berries era. Like I said, I feel like this was James Gunn going, I don't know if I'm ever going to get a big budget chance at a fucking Hollywood movie again. I'm going to throw in as much shit as I possibly can. So you
think it predates the member berries, but it veers into ripoff, like before ripoff became member berries.
I mean, the plot was an absolute ripoff of all the movies I just listed.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying. It was a ripoff of all those.
Fair enough. Like that's a fair enough assessment. I'm just ignorant to it. That's all.
I'm still of the opinion that you could be a huge fan of all of these movies and be like, I want to make something that's like this and just do it. And it's still original enough, you know?
Yeah. Right. I mean, like I said, I still, it's just, like I said, I still enjoy it. I just got kind of mad when I noticed all of the things. You know why? It's because when I'm doing stuff around the house, I always have like either heavy spoilers or New Rockstars on, and they're talking about like doing the breakdowns of these movies. Like I just sent you, they just did the big heavy spoilers, just did the Big Lebowski one. And like, and I like, that's when I like go back and I'm like, oh, I like saying that. But this, like some of the stuff in this was just pound you over the head with a hammer, fucking Easter eggs. And I was just like, just dial it back. Like obviously he learned his lesson and dialed shit back. So, it was, like I said, I can kind of see why he probably did it. It got to me a little bit this time. I was a little punchy. I was just like, come on, dude,
a little punchy. That's fair enough, honestly. But yeah.
But like I still love, everyone in it except for the male protagonist, and because fuck Nathan Fillion. And yeah. That's also the one thing I love about Big Mouth is the fact that the little girl has a crush on him, and they're like, isn't he like 50?
Joe, not a fan of Firefly.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Nope.
I've never seen it.
You're not missing anything. You are missing nothing. You are missing Joss Whedon trying to make Star Wars trying to make Star Wars as a Western. That's all it is.
I'm pretty out on Joss, so that's all right.
That's all right. So's the rest of the planet at this point.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but anyways, if you are interested in viewing Slither, it's currently available on the Internet Archive. You're welcome.
Nice.
Or as rental video on demand on Amazon Prime, Apple TV.
Go to Internet Archive.
Go to the Internet Archive. You're welcome. Yeah. So the time has come, gentlemen. It's the last movie of this season. Damn. We got here quick.
Sure did.
All right. So yeah. So the movie picking gods smiled upon us, or me, or maybe not. Maybe it was a trickster god. I don't know.
Not on me.
I pulled the wild card for this for the very last episode of the season, and the movie that I selected for my wild card would be the extended director's cut of 2001's In the Name of the King.
Krug, savage armed Krug. They killed off our entire scouting party.
Sacrilege. I believe it was Galleon. He has fallen into madness. Your king needs you.
In my world, the king's arm is expected to protect the kingdom, not just the castle.
The king has been poisoned. Galleon is raising armies. Vast armies.
Those who you fight, we will help you fight them.
A small force might slip through them and solve the problem at its source.
King called upon you to face death. Tonight we dress our wounds, bury our dead, Why don't we gouge evil from its shell?
Sorry, Mike. Sorry about that. Where did you go? There we go. So, In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale, was released in 2007. It was written by Doug Taylor and directed by Dr. Uwe Boll, starring Jason Statham, Burt Reynolds, John Rhys Davies, Matthew Lillard, Claire Forlani. On a budget of $60 million, its worldwide box office was $13 million. The synopsis is a man named Farmer sets out to rescue his kidnapped wife and avenge the death of his son. 2 acts committed by the Krugs, a race of animal warriors who are controlled by the evil Galleon. I'm going to keep y'all in suspense.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess my turn first, I guess, since I didn't go first yet.
Yeah, go for it.
How do you pronounce his name? Uwe Boll?
Uwe.
Uwe?
Like the grape. Or like the word for grape. Uwe. Yeah.
So I get so I, as I said, I IMDb the movies at least when we pick them, just to see, kind of, if I don't know them already, see what I'm getting myself into a little bit, just a little bit, maybe a little synopsis or actors or director. And I said, ain't no fucking way Joe was making us watch an Uwe Boll 2 hour and 45-minute cut of a film that I've never heard of in my life. Okay. So I sat down and I turned on the transporter of the rings, and
I actually call the handsome Rob of the rings.
And then I looked at IMDb just as the movie started. Let me see what a couple of users have said. The first user review I saw was terrible but entertaining, and honestly, I have to mostly agree with that. It's shitty, but I mean, for a 2 hour and 45-minute like bad movie, I can't say I hated it. Like, I can't say I hated, like, I wasn't like, God, when is this going to be over? I was just like, yeah, this is really bad, but something is keeping me slightly entertained. I don't know why. Man, where do I start? Why is Ray Liotta with Leonie Sobieski in a bed? Sweet 30-year age gap. I mean, why is Leonie Sobieski in a movie? Period. But I don't know. I mean, why did most of this cast agree to be in the movie? Ray Liotta, Burt Reynolds. I mean, Burt Reynolds famously wanted to fire his agent after casting him in Boogie Nights, which got him an Oscar nomination. Did he want to have his agent tarred, feathered, and murdered in broad daylight after this? Like, I mean, in it, there's a lot of decent to good actors. Like Claire Forlani looks beautiful, and she can hold her own in a scene. And obviously, we've seen how many movies now with Hellboy. Ron Perlman? Ron Perlman. I think we've watched like 4 or 5 of his movies already out of the 63 that we watched. I think that, I mean, he's good, but why? And the budget's only $60 million. They couldn't have paid these actors all that much. I mean, because for a $60 million movie, if you told me this cost 120, I'd be like, oh yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, the demon, the demon characters or whatever they are, the gargoyles or what are they?
The Krug.
The Krug.
Yes.
I mean, they don't look great, but there's money put into it. I mean, and there's bad VFX, but there's still VFX. Like, I don't know. I will say this movie is one of the funniest lines of dialogue we've had on any of the movies. Can anyone point it out beforehand? It's four letters. 4 words. I'm sorry. Give me the chicken. So again, on the casting, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm casting a mid-2000s fantasy epic, the first name I turn to is Matthew Lillard, because why not?
Captain Jack Shaggy.
Oh, and then I read somewhere that 80% of this movie was rewritten because it was too close to resembling the Lord of the Rings, and I'm wondering, where did those 80% of pages go? Because what changed? I mean, what did they literally go to Mordor and throw rings in fire? Because what did they change? I mean, I can't. This is a befuddling, baffling train wreck that, again, somehow I did not hate. I mean, I would never watch it ever again, but I've sat through way more excruciating movies than this. The title makes no fucking sense. In the Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale.
It was based on the Dungeon Siege video game series
that no one has heard of.
That makes sense. I've never heard of it.
Pretty popular PC game series.
Okay. Well,
one.
They probably should have just named it Dungeon Siege or whatever. But I don't know. And I gotta say, the most ridiculous part of a ridiculous movie, I don't think the physics of a boomerang is to have it come back to your hand after it's hit somebody. And then, like, an hour later, the same fucking boomerang again. I don't know, man. I've heard his other movies are really, really terrible. I think this must be the best of the bunch, because they can't be. I've heard they're not watchable. I guess this is watchable. Just bad on every level. Who gave this man $60 million? Who gave him any money after this? Please tell me. I'm sure Joe knows at some point. Maybe he asked 10,000 friends for $600 and got there. I don't know, but thumbs that as I said to my girlfriend after I saw Americana this weekend, she asked me how the movie was. I said, I wish I had 2 more hands. She said, what? I said, so I can give that shit 4 thumbs down. And then she said, oh, I thought you meant you wanted 2 more hands so you could beat 2 more dicks because you just watched Sid Sweeney for 90 minutes. I said, nope, that's not why.
Yeah,
thumbs down.
I love the. You see how much that box office pulled in?
Yeah, not very much. Yeah, 500K and 750 as of yet. So, yeah.
With a wide release.
Americana is not a great movie. Whatever politics it has aside, in fact, it does not have much other than a "Let's Go Brandon" poster, which doesn't really offer much in real political commentary. But yeah, it's just not a good movie. When Halsey's your best actress performance, that's it. Well, but I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, this is actually maybe better than Americana. I don't know. But no, not really. Americana is a well-made movie that has a little shaky script. This is just, yeah, like I said, train wreck, but somehow I didn't want to bang my head against a wall, even though it was close to 3 hours. So there you go. Mark, I'm sure you have harsher things to say.
You are correct, sir. All right. Here we go. Looking at the notes. All right. First of all, this movie wants to be Lord of the Rings so bad. and wants to be Lord of the Rings so bad, but they didn't bother like writing something good. Like, you know, it feels like it's all right. It feels like someone watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Willow, and Braveheart over a single weekend, and then they got really bad food poisoning, and this was their agonizing, delirious fever dream.
I thought you were going to say they watched it all, did a 8-ball 50 times, and stayed up for 3 days and wrote.
Or that would
called
work.
up Jerry Stahl. They got some heroin.
The fact that this director's cut is almost 3 goddamned hours long is heinous and egregious and the height of unearned hubris.
Like, can I step in for a second with that?
Go for it.
Joe, do you have any factoids at the end from director's cut to regular cut you're going to share?
Not really, other than there's a 40-minute time difference.
Yeah, like what could this movie have possibly lost in quality with trimming 40 minutes? I don't understand.
Guys, this is not good. You know, I'll be honest. About halfway through this movie, I checked out mentally. It wasn't because I was trying to dismiss this movie or anything like that. I think it was genuinely my brain's self-preservation defense mechanism kicking in. Like, okay, what we're trying to process right now is bad news, so we just need to disassociate, find a happy place, and stay there until we see the end credits. Like, that's what happened to my mind. That's how bad this is. It's just not like, all right. Jesus God. All right. So my notes, the first thing I wrote was, first scene, Ray Liotta sucking face with Lily Sobieski for a solid minute. Barf, you guys.
Yeah, we were same page there.
Holy Lord. Okay. The orc killing scenes, they're not orcs. What did you call them?
Krug.
Krug?
Krug, Krug, Krug.
All right. So these things are easier to fight off than henchmen in a fucking Adam West Batman show. These things are like the putties in Power Ranger. Where is the tension? You guys, it's not even trying. Okay. All right. And oh my God. Burt Reynolds, what is he even doing here? Him and his fucking hideous facelift. You know, he claimed that he never had a facelift. He looks so bad in this. He looks... crow's feet don't stretch horizontally across your cheekbones and then just turn up near the ears. That's not how skin works. Okay? This guy looks horrible. There should be a penalty to pay for how ugly he looks in this movie. And he's the fucking star. He's like the big get. He's like, oh, this is the, this old character actor. And they make him look horrible, you guys.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Statham was the big get when this came out.
I guess I don't really even remember him being whatever, but
this is after the first 2 transporters had already come out.
And it's really messed up because like him and like the rest of the cast, they're good. Like these are good actors, but Uwe Boll can't direct actors. So the end result is hot garbage. And it's just sword and sorcery bullshit for almost 3 hours. Fuck this movie. I'm done.
Well, I guess it's time for me to let y'all know why I chose this.
Mike's going to say, Joe's going to say, my favorite film.
Top 5, easily.
No. But the thing is, I can't do this alone. I need some help.
The Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody?
Please do, Sherman, but I suggest you use both hands, for we are going way back for the Wayback this time.
And that is why literally the first note I have written here is revenge shall be mine, Mark.
Oh God. Oh, this was, oh God. Did I deserve this?
Yes, you fucking did. You know why? Because there's a second part to this.
Oh, I know when you picked cats, you said you're gonna get it back. So,
and that was why. But no, there's another reason. And now Mark's really gonna hate. Now Mark's really gonna be mad. Because you see, back in the end of 2006, I went to the movies. I don't even recall what I was seeing, but I remember I went to the theater, and I remember hanging out with Mark like a week afterwards, and I said, dude, I saw this insanely bonkers fucking trailer for this movie. It looked like a Lord of the Rings fucking ripoff, but it had the fucking transporter in it. And then there was fucking Ray Liotta in a leather trench coat like a fucking wizard. And Burt Reynolds was the fucking king. And Mark turns to me with this earnest look on his face and goes, I have to see this movie. You're welcome, motherfucker. Now you saw it.
Fuck yeah.
I love the long play. That was like a
son of a bitch.
A long play prank 20 years in the making.
It never crossed my fucking mind. I will literally tell you, it was 4 days after we recorded the episode where I had to watch Cats. And I was watching fucking YouTube, and I was watching old Joe Blow movie videos, and they did one for Awfully Good Movies on In the Name of the King, and I went, I remember this. I remember this. This shall be my revenge.
Oh man.
Well,
and the wife turned to me and she said, yeah, but that means that you have to sit down and watch it too. And I said, a small price to pay.
And I was caught in the middle, but I actually, I guess I had the most fun with it, so it's okay.
I will tell you this, and I think it's just because I knew that how much punishment it would be for Mark. I had a blast watching this fucking movie because of how terrible it is. I sat here, dude, it's fucking bad. It's real fucking bad, but I was dying the whole time. I'm laughing there the whole time. I was just like, and I said, I'm just going to start running through these notes. Ray Liotta cream pie and this chick to start off this movie. Here we go. Dude, Sobievsky was giving fuck me eyes to every person in this movie.
Yeah, right.
Like all of a sudden it was like, I'm done with Ray Liotta, but I'm flirting with the manic pixie dream girl of the forest.
Right.
And then I'm trying to get some chocolate for dessert. Then I'm trying to fuck Jason Statham. I said, why can't my turnips get that big? I said, $60 million budget and still the stock squealing pig sound. I said the only people in this fabled land that seem to have a British accent are Jason Statham and John Rhys Davies and no one else.
Yes.
I said Claire Forlani is one horny bitch.
Claire Forlani is British and she talks in American accent. What the fuck is going on?
And then the moment when the son and Claire Forlani are in the car on their way to town, I just said, ain't nothing good or bad happened in this long life of mine. I was like, this kid is so fucking dead.
Yeah.
I said the moment Burt Reynolds appears, he has the fuck you pay me look directly on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, Burt Reynolds fired his agent for putting him in this movie. So you're kind of right, Greg.
Oh my God. So he wanted to fire him for Boogie Nights. Then he fired him for this.
I think it was a different agent at that point because it's.
Oh my God.
Later. Yeah, but no, he fired his agent for getting him in this.
How do you fire your Boogie Nights agent after you get nominated for Academy Award? I don't understand. Right. Makes no sense.
Right. I said, because we all know medieval farmers know ninjutsu. and then when Ron Perlman's barn is burning and he opens the door, I was like, bro, that barn has no back wall. That's how these fuckers got in. I said, oh, we got two black guys in the whole kingdom. I said, yes! I said, but I am digging Captain Jack Shaggy. I said, oh, that CGI blood is just chef's kiss. and then because it showed the fucking the Krug general that was being controlled by Ray Liotta, and I went, Jason Voorhees, Witch King up in this bitch. And I said, listen, when you've got someone as hot as Claire Forlani on the set, you don't kill her off 30 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
And I said, and here's what's funny. Okay, so side bit before I continue. The reason his name is Farmer in this fucking movie is because, and I never I had to look into this, but in the Dungeon Siege games, you play, when you start off, your character is named Farmer because that's what you do, but you change your name to whatever you want.
Are you kidding me?
But they just kept him as Farmer.
That's
because
bonkers.
they wanted it to be fucking for the purists who were watching it for the video game.
So bad.
Oh yeah, literally up until this point, literally at no point up until this has Ray Liotta heard the name Farmer uttered by anyone. He has literally only seen him during the visions of the battle. Oh, Uwe Boll, never change. And then the moment he's like, do you have a horse? He goes, yeah, I have a mare. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, grandma, she ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. Ain't what she used to be. I said, you would think Captain Jack Shaggy, all up in cahoots with Ray Liotta, would have said, hey, stay off my Kool-Aid, bitch. Like, yeah, they don't have names. Fucking, he's not Galen. He's fucking Ray Liotta. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
And then, like, it's great because the next scene, like, it's trying to be like this fucking heavy dialogue between Ray Liotta and Lily, and Ray Liotta is just like, bitch, I don't care if you get off. Come take this dick. And then like the whole scene with the fake zip line where they fall, I'm like, they say it'll take a day and a half to traverse this gorge, or you can just run down this hill to the river in 10 seconds. And I think I must have been one of the lines he delivered to Matthew Lillard. I said Burt Reynolds used all his fucks for this one line. I said, I'm pretty sure "Why did the gods fail me" line was not in the script, and it was literally Burt Reynolds realizing he had signed on for this movie.
Oh yeah, that was an outtake for sure.
And then when Lily Sobieski, she goes, I am not your harlot. I said, bitch, all you have done so far is take Leota's dick in this movie. And I said, I believe the V word you were looking for was vagina, Ray, not virtue, vagina. I said, oh, CGI vines in this forest is haunted by the happening. Oh, God. Even the Lord of the Rings knockoff needs a manic pixie dream girl. I said, I love how halfway through the movie, the magnets, what do you call it? Oh, sorry, I was using voice to text. I love how halfway through this movie, the Magus has aged 10 years, but then that was just such a bad continuity area because at certain times in this movie, John Rhys Davies' hair starts getting grayer and then blacker and then grayer and then blacker. I'm like, bro, you filmed that sequence and you didn't use Just for Men on the right day. I said, you gotta love them green screen mountains, baby. I said it only took. I looked at the counter. I said it only took 65 minutes to find out Lily Sobieski's name was Muriella. 65 minutes before you actually find out her fucking name. And then I said, nah, bro, he hasn't tapped into the bloodline. He's just been tapping that ass. And then fucking and then when fucking John Rhys Davies helps fucking when Statham is on the beach and John Rhys Davies pulls up and he pours the bottle in his mouth and he says, what's that? And he goes, medicine. I'm like, medicine from what? He wasn't poisoned, he wasn't stabbed, he just needed fucking water. Oh yeah, my favorite line of the movie, can I return to my whores? And then I just wrote in all capital letters, actual ninjas with 3 laughing emojis. What the fuck, getting ready for the Battle of Fort? Actual ninjas. I'm like, yeah, fucking ninjas. It's just too much. And then I said, oh no, the Krug have the groundhogs from Caddyshack. And I said, why didn't you lead with the groundhogs? Why did you have him go with the attack first? And then I said, oh, look, they finally made it to not mortar. And then Burt Reynolds gets hit with the arrow and said, yes, those fatal shoulder injuries.
Yeah.
Now Mariella is getting it on with the Manic Pixie Dream Girl of the Forest. Oh, good to see John found his hair dye again. Reynolds is definitely reading off a cue card just off screen in his death scene here. Muriel's now looking for some chocolate for dessert. The duel between fucking the one black guy and Captain Jack Shaggy. No armor. Both still wearing chainmail. Like, bro, that's not gonna help. And then the fucking the black dude's trying to take it seriously, and he's doing a fencing stance while using a broadsword. I'm like, that's not how that works, dude. Like, I got a friend who has a SAG card who does fight choreography that will lose his shit if he saw that.
It's so amateurish.
Oh my god! And fucking. And then it does the zoom in shot into Ray Liotta's tower. I'm like, a lot of good that Dreamcatcher's doing you, all right? And I said it's nice to know the hot leathers had an outpost in medieval times. Fucking leather trench coat. I'm like, because I'm watching, I'm like, I remember him wearing a leather trench coat in the trailer years ago. I'm like, there it is. And he's wearing a leather trench coat and a button down shirt. Like, bro, did you just walk out of Men's Warehouse? Do you like the way you look? You're they don't dress like that back then. And then there's a scene where fucking the Claire Forlani's brother is talking to the other chick, and he's like, oh, we'll have to look out for each other. I'm like, sweaty dirty orphan sex about to happen in the cave. Oh god. I said, and the duel of the Rays, Ray Liotta and John Rhys Davies, the duel where they both said, I ain't doing shit, you can CGI this whole fight.
I'm wondering whether, when I first brought this movie to your attention.
You mean when I first brought it to your attention?
Yeah. So that was the theatrical cut. Did you suggest the director's cut as kind of a twist of the knife? Is that why you? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because this is cruel. Yeah. This is cruel and unusual, man.
Yeah, so is Cats, motherfucker. I had a nice sideboard of wild card choices. Went out the fucking window.
I find it hard to believe that it could be any lesser of a film with 40 minutes gone.
Well, I happen to, because Joe, you texted the group chat earlier and you were like, you guys, did you find the director's cut? Because the theatrical cut is the more prominent one that you can find online. And for the first maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I had them side by side. I was like, I wonder what's really different. And in the theatrical cut, there's a scene right after the Lily Sobieski Ray Liotta suckface fest that it shows John Rhys Davis outside of the castle or whatever, and he disappeared, his body evaporates.
He can teleport. Yeah,
that's a scene from the director's cut that takes place an hour in.
Yep.
That's how they were cutting back and forth for theatrical.
That's insane.
This is bonkers. This is bonkers.
I have to say too, you guys listen, I don't know how many movie podcasts you guys listen to? Any at all, or
a few? A couple. Yeah.
I listen to Paul Shear's podcast with LA Times critic Amy Nicholson, Unspooled. I also wanted to search to see if How Did This Get Made, Paul's other podcast, covered this movie. I'm sure they probably did. I'm going to look it up, but Unspooled today did their review of or their watch of Donnie Darko, and the episode prior, at the end, they said we're going to watch Donnie Darko next episode, and Paul Scheer said, well, are we going to watch the theatrical cut or the director's cut? And I thought, what the fuck, man? the director's cut should not be as big a thing that it is, because there are only like, how many movies do you think benefit from like director's cut? Like
Basic
10?
Instinct.
What's that?
Basic Instinct was definitely one.
Oh, okay, but I don't even know if that's even. Can you even buy a DVD or Blu-ray of director's cut Basic Instinct? I don't even think you can. Like,
Yeah,
I never heard of it.
It's actually the more widely known now.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day, the home video release was a theatrical cut, and then you had to buy the director's cut that had like an extra like 17 minutes of footage.
See,
I
just think it's
Highlander 2, but Highlander 2, which I've spoken about before, big difference.
Listen. I just think that like we're getting a little out of hand when we have like the Dungeon Siege Tale director's cut, like, or even Donnie Darko, because listen, Donnie Darko director's cut is not good. Like,
I like it.
Yeah, I would. That's up on par with like the Smurfs movie director's cut. Like nobody's fucking interested, dude.
Yeah, it's like listen, I understand Apocalypse Now has a director's cut because the studio wanted this out and that out, and Blade Runner because the studio messed with this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I get it. I get studio interference, and then you go to a director's cut. But I mean,
the director's cut of Godfather 1 is actually an hour shorter.
It's like,
are you kidding?
Dude, it's in Robert Evans' fucking biography.
Yeah,
he made him add time back in.
Remember that?
Yeah,
the Godfather uses every minute, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But my thing is just like I just think it's getting to be such a like even here we've had, well, how many movies have we had here where we're like director's cut, theatrical cut? It's like we we shouldn't need to be doing this with every movie. It's like it's crazy to me. I don't know. But anyways, a simple aside, because I was just like, I couldn't believe Paul Scheer was debating which it's like, are you serious? Are you seriously debating this? Like, you should be saying, we're gonna watch Blade Runner next week. What are we which cut are we watching? Yeah, okay, I get that. Like, or we're watching Apocalypse Now. Are we watching the Redux or the final cut or the regular? Okay, I get it. Like, but
Brazil's another infamous one. Yeah.
Well, Brazil now is the one that you watch, like the Criterion disc is like whatever the movie is the director's cut now, right? I mean, it doesn't say director's cut, but it just is the director's cut.
Well, no, because there's the studio cut, the Terry Gilliam cut, and then like one other cut.
But what are they watching when you watch the movie? Like, I can look at the.
I'm not sure. You would have to like look up. You have to Wikipedia the differences.
That's the thing. Like, at some point, it just gets so crazy. It just gets ludicrous. At some point, it's like.
Well, the director's, or I should say, the extended cut of the Blues Brothers is the standard now. I remember when it was only a theatrical cut you could find, and now you get the extended. If you just buy the Blu-ray or whatever, it's the full like 2.5 hour version. With all
that's like,
shit.
Well, that's like 1941.
Superman.
It's like, why? It's like we have,
Superman.
why is there a long 1941?
I know,
why?
Right? If anything, that should have been shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we watching a 3 hour 1941? Good God!
Yeah, we could do a whole podcast on just like things that annoy me with movies and the movie industry in general, and this is one of them. Now it is, because
but anyway,
I just couldn't believe it when I heard this.
Yeah.
Like,
my last note of the whole thing was, even with the director's cut, and it just sharp cuts to that's enough credits.
Yeah, even the movie's like, fuck this.
Well, I mean, they made 2 more movies.
Did they?
Yeah.
So
I was gonna wait.
Funded that shit.
Wait, so I was gonna say,
directed both of them.
More dough.
I was gonna say, wait a minute. I was gonna say, there's a fucking sequel. I saw it in the IMDb. I didn't see a third one. I didn't see a third one.
There's 3.
That's horrible.
It was a trilogy.
Good.
Dolph Lundgren was in the second. I forget who was in the third.
And Dolph Lundgren said he did it because he needed to pay lawyers for his divorce. So
yep.
And that movie's only 90 minutes. So at least we have that.
Oh, thank God. At least it's mercifully.
It was direct to DVD. Yeah, no, it's fucking it's Uwe Boll. when they in the mid 2000s, when they had an IP for a video game, no one wanted to touch video game IPs, but Uwe Boll said, "I'll fucking do it." Why? Because it doesn't matter if the movie lost money; he still made money thanks to the German tax code.
Yeah, isn't there a documentary about that whole shit? Like,
not on that specific
King
thing
Bowl or whatever.
Oh yeah, Raging Bull. Yeah,
Raging
that's right.
Bull. Yeah,
Raging Bull. Yeah, but that just covered more. That also covered a lot that was already covered in Heckler, where he went and did because Raging Bull was about him beating the fuck out of movie critics. Which I'm sorry, but the man's got balls and he can fuck you up. So.
Good movie.
I know he makes terrible movies. And listen, I could have picked a much worse Uwe Boll movie because they are out there.
Oh, I sat through Ultraviolet.
No, dude, I'm not talking Ultraviolet. I'm not talking Blood Rain. I'm not talking Chile. I'm talking about Uwe Boll's Auschwitz. Like, I did not make you sit through that. Yeah, see that look on your face? I could have been meaner.
I looked at the IMDb, and most of his movies are actually rated even lower than this, which is insane.
Yeah.
Bad. But like, there's some people that really like Postal and Rampage, two of the movies that he's done. I haven't sat down and watched them. I have a few friends that were like big fans of Postal. It was another like based on a PC game, but it was a gore fest, and like it was Johnny Knoxville was in it, so like people watched it. But this was literally like, we have this IP and we figure if we'll just load it up with some named actors, people will come and see it. We just won't let people see that it's Uwe Boll.
So I did want to just quickly say I grabbed the Brazil off the rack to look at the Criterion, and it does say this is the new 4K digital restoration of Terry Gilliam's director's cut. Now that's fine. They don't mark it doesn't say on the box Brazil director's cut. It's just Brazil. So like that's just what it's known as now, which I have no problem with. It's just I don't want all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I have two little trivia bits for this movie. I figured, because with all the notes, I only needed two trivia bits, but I thought it was funny. The film was nominated for 5 Razzie Awards, including Worst Picture, Worst Screenplay, Worst Supporting Actor for Burt Reynolds, and Worst Supporting Actress for Lily Sobieski, with Uwe Boll winning Worst Director.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And this is the fucking thing that the fucking kills me the most of all. So remember, it had a budget of $60 million, and its worldwide box office was $13.9 million. Where'd you go? There we are. Upon its home video release, 147 DVDs and Blu-rays were sold, gathering a revenue of $14,865,984, more than its worldwide box office gross.
Funny you should say that, because I listened to half of the Donnie Darko episode I was just telling you about on Unspooled. Donnie Darko's initial theatrical run made $500,000.
Yeah, because it came out 2 weeks after 9/11.
Yeah. DVD sales made $10 million.
Yep.
That made less than this fucking thing. Oh my God.
Well, dude, it's because dumb people see Jason Statham on a box cover and they'll buy it. People didn't buy Donnie Darko because it was a movie that made you think.
Well, no,
because anyone knew who Jake Gyllenhaal was at the time.
Well, no, I say they did buy it. $10 million is great, but
yeah,
14.5 for this shit is ridiculous.
I just I got to play the long game. That's all that fucking matters to me.
Yeah, well, I have 3 words. I have 3 words for you, sir. Season 3, motherfucker.
You do not want to play this game with me. This should have been your one and done. Mark, remember what I said to Leah White back in the day? You can't fuck with the master.
This is gonna
keep coming at me. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, this will be a very bad recurring bit if we go down this road.
Oh yeah, right. It could get ugly, and maybe it will.
We have we have a good rapport here with some varying degrees of talking points and opinions, where it's a nice flow. We cannot turn this into cinematic jackass, where we're
you're the one who threw the gauntlet down, sir.
No, you did. You did by choosing Cats, motherfucker. And you literally said in that clip that I just fucking played, you literally, because I said I was never going to watch this movie in my life, and you said that's why I put it in, because I was going to force you to watch it. You threw down the gauntlet, sir.
I gotta say, who knew that my wild card pick, a movie that you guys both did not like, was the best wild card pick?
Well, let's just say this is going to get interesting.
God. Don't get petty on me, Mark.
I'm not getting petty. I'm getting even.
Motherfucker, I just got even. You can't get even on someone that got even. Even Greg's like, bro, because he's stuck in the middle of this shit.
Greg, I apologize. You're going to be a casualty of this war. And if
the wild card, if we want to change the wild card pick to the worst movie we can possibly throw at people, we can do that.
No,
I actually kind of like that.
Because that negates the point of the wild card.
Mm.
Yeah,
got a good set of rules going here.
True. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
And we're not making new Coke here. Don't fuck with the formula.
I don't know though. I think Uwe Boll made some new Coke with this one.
Yeah.
Different kind of Coke, but yeah.
There was Coke involved for sure.
Why do you think I was all happy when I saw he was coming back to direct again and he was going to do an Army Hammer led project?
Oh my God. Cannibals on parade.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
So this would be the point in the episode where we usually make our pull for the next episode.
No, wait a minute. You have to say where they can watch it.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Greg.
Because everybody wants to go see it after this.
Rush out and see.
If you are interested, it is currently available for free streaming on Tubi, the Roku channel, Amazon Prime, and as video on demand on YouTube. However, all of those are the theatrical version. If you want the extended director's cut, you're going to have to find some physical media. So you guys have to stick with just the 2 hour and 7 minute version instead of the 2 hour and 40 minute version.
Settle for 2 hours and 7 minutes of shit instead of 3 hours of shit.
It's a terrible movie, but you know something? I laughed my ass off knowing how terrible it was going in.
Mm-hmm.
But now, here's where things get interesting. So as I said, usually this would be the point in the episode where we make our draw for the next episode. But because this is the season finale, we're changing it up a little bit. So what's going to happen is, in the next couple of weeks, we are going to film a supplemental episode. More on that in a moment. At the end of that supplemental episode, we will make our draws for episode 1 of season 3. So for those of you who are just purists and are just waiting for the next episode of Wildcard Cinema, we'll see you sometime near the end of September. For those of you that are going to stick around for the supplemental, now remember, we were bouncing some things off, but then the other night, in the midst of my heat exhaustion, I had a eureka moment.
Ooh.
Remember, that's when I typed in the chat and I said, I figured it out. And then I didn't say what it was. Because this is going to be a surprise. So only a partial surprise. So one thing that I alluded to at the end of one of the episodes, and something that I talked to these gentlemen off screen about, was the plan for an addendum to the show going forward that we would like to make as an that we would like to add on, but it would most likely involve some creative editing and possibly use of a paywall site like a Patreon. Obviously, we don't have the subscription numbers to try to start pushing a Patreon down people's throats. So not going to really start pushing that heavily. However, I have figured out some ways to do some creative editing. So what we will do for our supplemental episode will be the first edition of what I hope we can do more of in the future. And that's going to be Wildcard Watch-Alongs. And what we're all going to do is we're going to sit here, because I have the ability with my drive where I can host a watch party, so we can all just start the movie at the same time and we can watch and react, and I can upload the video here, and with some editing, we shouldn't get a copyright strike. So we're going to do our first Wildcard watch along. We're going to film it in the next couple of weeks. And considering how much my algorithm has been flooded with it, there's only one thing to do. And I'm preparing you guys ahead of time because, I mean, let's face it, a watch along's only good if we can heckle a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for the experimental wildcard watch along, we will be viewing the 2025 remake of War of the World. So, if you have not watched it, gentlemen, you need
Haven't
to
we
wait.
suffered enough?
And there's going to be some caveats when we actually do the watch along, but you're going to have to tune in to see that. So, yeah. That's how we're going to handle transition in between the two seasons. So, thank you for joining us through this entire season of Wildcard Cinema. I need my buddy to do his job.
Titus.
Come on. You gotta tell the people. Come on. You gotta tell them. Tell them to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, Titus.
Good
Oh,
boy.
good boy.
Yes. Please like and subscribe. Make sure to go to www.gg for 10% off your order, or there's that little QR code above Greg's head right there. Greg's like, where is it? It's over there. All right. So, for one last time this season, thanks for joining us on Wildcard Cinema, and let's New Jack swing on out of here.
Dig it. Swing.